he is not the proper party to say it. First, he is not a law student. Second, he is not a law professor.
Naku po,
Yung sad feeling kasi, personal yan.
tama.
Now, nakakatawa kasi yung comment niya, may nagko-comment na who happens to be my student in Constitutional Law 1, Law 2, and Constitutional Law Review. Sabi niya, hindi naman kami sad. So, at saka kita mo yung mga comments doon, talagang adverse sa kanya.
Tama.
Hindi naman pwede yung ganon kasi kung i-insist yung theory niya, siya din pwede rin ma-accuse ng legislative overreach.
Wala ho tayong mahabang pag-usapan ngayon mga reaction update page. Nagsalita ho kasi ang isang attorney na si attorney James Reserva kung saan binutatan niya ho itong si School Bukol na kung saan, di ba mga kaudit, nakita naman ho natin ito naging post ni One Ball University na malungkot daw ho siya na sa naging desisyon ng Korte Suprema dahil nga nagkabotohan na ho na 13-0 sa impeachment kontra laban kay BP Sara. Ngayon, binutataho siya nito kung saan mga ka-update na real talk ho itong si School Bukol dahil mga ka-update hindi naman ho abugago itong si School Bukol. Literal na ano lang ho, gago. Ayan. Literal na ganun pero hindi ho siya maalam dyan sa batas. Dito sa naging desisyon ng Korte Suprema, imbis na respetuhin ho niya mga ka-update, pwede ho siya maakasahan ng legislative overreach dahil mga ka-update masyado na ho yung pakikialam ni Tito Soto dyan sa naging desisyon ng korte. Masyado ho siyang magmamagaling pero ang totoo wala naman ho siyang alam. Wala ho siyang alam dyan. Kaya mga ka-react na ho tayo. Sabay-sabay ho tayo mag-komento, mag-react. Kaya kung bago lang ho kayo sa ating channel, isang like, isang share, isang subscribe lang ho. Malaking tulong na yun. Sabay-sabay tayo mag-react dito kay Atty. James Reserva kung paano niya ho real talkin itong si School Bukol dahil nga masyadong nagmamagaling. Kung ako nga sa kanya, sabi ni Atty. James, manahimik na lang siya. Kaya mga date, wala na ho tayong paligoy-ligoy pa.
Also, in the sense that the Supreme Court has been given an opportunity to, as the defense team said, lays down clear and authoritative guidance on the constitutional limits and proper treatment of impeachment proceedings. Kasi ang nangyari noon, we will start from the impeachment of former President Erap Estrada. Yung second mode, yung kinuha, yung 1/3, di ba biglaan yun? Saka hindi na nga after the prayer, sabi kaagad ni former Speaker Manny Villar, who was part of that operation, who was part of that movement, na after prayer, sinabi agad niya, because 1/3 has been achieved, then this complaint will constitute as an articles of impeachment and it shall be forwarded to the Senate and trial in the Senate shall forthwith proceed. Nangyari din yan sa kaso ni former Chief Justice Corona na yung sa tawag na blitzkrieg approach, breakneck speed na binamadali masyado para maipadala doon sa Senado. So, yung sinasabi na second mode na 1/3, naging parang by history, ginawa yung parang weapon at saka political tool. Naging abusive yung conduct ng House dahil sa sinasabi nila under the Constitution, the House of Representatives shall have the sole power to initiate all cases of impeachment. Yung sole power, parang sa feeling nila, kung anong gawin nila, wala nang makakapigil sa kanila kasi sole power and authority. Now, the Supreme Court said, no, you cannot do that because under our framework of government, meron tayong separation of powers. Now, the Supreme Court is the final mediator. When the Supreme Court will mediate constitutional yung limits of the other branches of government, the Supreme Court does not assert itself
Tama.
as superior. What it asserts is the supremacy of the Constitution. So dito na pagbigyan ng pagkataon kasi sa time ni former President Estrada, wala na because when the impeachment complaint was already forwarded to the Senate, parang naging moot and academic na yung what happened in the House of Representatives kasi naka-assume na ng jurisdiction ang Senado, so wala na pagkataon ang Supreme Court to make a ruling. Nakagawas na ng pagkataon yung panahon, yung Francisco case. Sa Francisco case, na pagbigyan ng pagkataon ang Supreme Court to define what constitutes initiation of an impeachment complaint. So, yung Francisco reiterated in the case of Duterte versus House of Representatives, it still remains a doctrine na the initiation is the result of the filing and the referral in the Committee of Justice. But in the case of Vice President Duterte versus House of Representatives, ang Supreme Court ay nagsabi naman ng mga guidance. Sabi niya, hindi pwedeng i-freeze ninyo yung impeachment complaint doon sa Office of the Secretary General. Kasi parang ginawa na ninyo ng Secretary General as superior body over the House of Representatives. Na parang kung pipiliin lang nila kung anong impeachment complaint ang i-forward doon sa speaker. Kasi the moment the complaint is transmitted or referred to the speaker's office, yung 10 days na requirement, mag-apply na yan. 10 days to be included in the order of business. Ngayon, sabi ng Supreme Court, yung meaning yun ng 10 days ay hindi yung legislative session day. Ang meaning yan ay calendar days. So, kung legislative session days ang ginagamit, parang yun ang justification nila na yung 10 days ay na-comply pa rin when the fourth impeachment complaint was filed on February 5. So sabi ng Supreme Court, hindi yan. Ang pag-count ng 10 session days ay hindi yung 10 legislative session days or sabi ng Supreme Court ay calendar days. So maraming mga guidance ang pinoformulate ang Supreme Court. At saka, kahit na kung second mode ang gagamitin, yung 1/3, sabi ng Supreme Court, hindi pa rin, it's not enough na the moment 1/3 is achieved, automatic, it will become an article of impeachment, then automatically forwarded to the Senate. Sabi ng Supreme Court, kailangan mayroon pa plenary session to ensure that the endorsement of the members of the House who appeared to have endorsed it are really verified. Yung verification, importante yun. Na ang nangyari kasi, madaming mga open in an open admission na hindi nila binasa, pumirma lang sila dahil yan ang parang guidance at decision ng leadership. So hindi yan. Sabi ng Supreme Court, in this case of Duterte versus House of Representatives, kailangan kahit na second mode ang gamitin natin, idaan pa rin sa plenary to ensure that the endorsement of the members of the House are verified. And number 2, to confirm that the evidence supporting the grounds in the complaint exist and that every member of the House has been given a copy of the complaint and the evidence supporting it. Malaking implication nito kasi ang ginagawa sa mga previous na impeachment complaints, walang ebidensya. Saka na maghanap ng ebidensya doon sa Senado using the subpoena power of the Senate. Yung mga subpoena dosisticum, parang fishing expedition ang nangyayari. So wala na kasi pag the moment mag-issue ng subpoena ang Senado, kahit na yung mga evidence na parang protected sana ng Bill of Rights natin ay persado nang makuha dahil takutin naman nila yung mga tao na involved or institution na involved of contempt. So diyan na naging abusive at arbitrary ang proseso. Ngayon, the Supreme Court is trying to make a ruling, to make a guidance na ito dapat ang proper treatment of impeachment proceedings. So maganda ito.
Opo. So malinaw po yun, attorney.
At saka yung due process.
Yes.
Yung due process, ay importante.
Opo. Kaya nga, because of this decision of the Supreme Court, ay magkakaroon po ng mga pagbabago sa rules ng House pagdating po dito sa impeachment process. Tulad ng sinasabi po ninyo, para gawin lang natin simple at i-correct po ninyo, attorney, mula sa impeachment complaint, ihahain sa Secretary General, then Secretary General i-refer sa House Speaker within 10 calendar days, hindi session days, calendar days, ay di-decision ng Speaker at i-refer doon sa Committee on Justice, and then within 60 days, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, ay maghihiring ang Committee on Justice doon na yung mga witnesses,
No.
evidences?
Okay. After the impeachment complaint is filed with the Office of the Secretary General, kasi under the Constitution, walang mention about Secretary General. Yung Secretary General ay na-include yan sa rules ng House. So, the Constitution mentions only of filing in the House of Representatives. So, they make it simple by making a rule that the impeachment complaint shall first be filed with the Office of the Secretary General. Now, upon receipt, the Secretary General shall immediately refer it to the Speaker's office, and the Speaker must, within 10 session days, include it in the order of business. After it is included in the order of business, within 3 session days, it shall be referred to the Committee on Justice. Now, that constitutes already initiation of an impeachment complaint under the first mode. Now, the second mode is actually when the impeachment complaint is endorsed by at least 1/3 of all the members of the House. The Constitution is very silent as to simple. The Constitution simply states that when the impeachment complaint is filed by at least 1/3 of all the members of the House, that complaint shall become the articles of impeachment, and trial in the Senate shall forthwith proceed. Itong porosyon na ito ay binigyan ng interpretation ng Supreme Court na yung literal nila na interpretation before, basta makuha ang 1/3, automatic na as to how this 1/3 was achieved, wala kayong pakialam. Kasi it is within our sole power to initiate all impeachment proceedings. This time, the Supreme Court said, no, you cannot do that. You have to first do it, submit it in the plenary, and ensure that the endorsement of the members who appear in the complaint are really verified by each and one of them, and to confirm that the evidence supporting the grounds in the complaint exist. So, meron pang parang proseso na hindi automatic na kaagad-agad i-transmit kaagad sa Senate for trial. So, meron pang parang session o parang proceeding doon sa House. Under this ruling, yan ang dapat gawin nila. So I don't know how they have to abide by it, because that is what the Supreme Court said.
Opo. So ang particular na yung sa proceeding para magsimula ay yung Committee on Justice ba o the plenary mismo, attorney?
Yung Committee on Justice, mag-apply yan under the first mode.
Ayun.
Yung first mode, o hindi nagsabi na one-third. So, kahit isa, dalawa lang ang nag-file ng impeachment complaint, first, kahit one congressman mag-file ng impeachment complaint under the rules of the House, that impeachment complaint must be filed with the Office of the Secretary General, and then upon receipt, the Office of the SecGen will refer that to shall immediately refer it to the Speaker's Office. Upon referral of the Speaker's Office, wala na silang magawa kasi under the Constitution, within 10 session days, the Office of the Speaker shall transmit it to shall include it in the order of business. Then, after including the order of business, they can't stop it anymore. Within 3 session days, shall be referred to the committee. Ang nangyari kasi sa impeachment noon, kaya nga parang pina-freeze nila doon sa Office of the SecGen, yung first 3 impeachment complaints. Kasi didn't like the idea that it will be done under the first mode. Kasi sa first mode kasi, meron pang parang proceedings doon sa Committee on Justice. And the Committee on Justice is given 60 session days within which to deliberate and submit a report whether the impeachment complaint is sufficient in form and in substance. They cannot wait for that period. Maybe because they don't have the evidence, and the Vice President will be given a forum to para ipamuka sa kanila to show right in their own faces na yung mga sinasabi ninyo na mga confidential ay properly used and
Ayan, tama naman ho yan. Properly use ho kasing confidential funds si BP Sara. Wala naman nung sinabi na winaldas ni BP Sara sa kanyang sarili yung confidential funds. Bakit itong confidential funds ni Bongbong Marcos, mga kaudita, yung 4.5 billion, wala ho silang sinasabi? Bakit tahimik ho sila? Kasi nga ho mga update, mali-malita ho, ang usapin dyan, bilyonis ho yun mga ka-update, hindi ho milyon. Yung kay BP Sara, 125 million. Tapos ginamit niya pa dyan sa mga makakaliwa, yung mga komunista, yung mga mahilig mag-recruit, ayun, katulad nila Franz Castro. Di ba? Dyan niya ho kasi ginamit yung mga yan. O ngayon, sino yung pinag-iinitan? Siya ho. Siya ho yung pinag-iinitan. Ito yung confidential funds ng bangag, hindi iniimbestigan, kahit na billion-billion. Noong mga nakaraan taon, 4.5 billion pesos din yung intelligence funds, confi funds ng presidente. Meron ho ba silang sinabi? Wala ho. Bakit pagdating sa Sara Duterte, basta mga Duterte, mabilis ho silang mag-init, bumubulusok ko yung mga dugo nila. Diba? Kaya nga ito, nabutataho sila dyan sa Korte Suprema. Diba?
properly used. Ngayon, nila, ayaw nilang ganyan eh. Kaya nga, ang ginawa nila, freeze, kaya freeze nila. Hindi pinagalaw. The Supreme Court said, hindi pwede yan. Walang power ang Office the SecGen to hold the impeachment complaint na parang on their own whims and caprices, saka lang nila i-forward doon sa Speaker's Office. Kasi they waited for the complaint that will be signed by at least 1/3 para hindi nadadaan sa Committee on Justice, doon na lang ipasa sa Senado. Kasi sa Senado wala na, parang pintakasi na doon. Yun ang gusto nila na objective. Ang problema lang, hindi tinanggap ng Senado under the leadership of Chis Escudero. So kaya nga, nagkakaroon ng window yung Supreme Court to make a study as to whether the process made by the House is in accordance with the Constitution. And it was found out that what they did was abusive and arbitrary.
Po.
Yun ang para nabigyan na pagkataon ng Supreme Court to say in their own faces, right in their own faces, what you did is abusive and clary.
Po.
Correct naman.
Attorney, bago ko lang ipasok kay Partner Admar, so generally nakikita po natin na yung decision po ng Supreme Court ay base po sa technical failure, no? Technicalities ng procedure po ng House of Representatives at hindi po doon sa merits po ng complaints o ng reklamo laban po kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Ang tanong ngayon, pwede po bang mag-refile ulit ng impeachment complaint at with using the same grounds po laban po sa Vice President Sara Duterte at kung hindi ako nagkakamali, yan po ba yung mangyayari on February 6?
Well, kanila yan. Ang problema, whether it can generate support or not. Paano yan ibenta? Atin-atin to, hindi na ito constitutional discussion. Ang sa atin lang, paano ba ito may ibenta? You are talking of 125 million as against billions na nilustay ng present administration na mayroon ng mga identified na mga players doon na
Yes po, Attorney. Attorney.
kasi maliit ano.
Opo.
Ang point dito ay kung tama si Toby Tiangco, paano pa meron ba silang moral ascendancy to pass judgment?
Opo. Balikan lang po natin si Attorney James Reserva po at pinag-uusapan po natin ito ngang naging desisyon ng Supreme Court na ipinalabas po kahapon. Kaugnay nga po dito sa motion for reconsideration na inihain po ng House of Representatives. Kaugnay nga po dito sa impeachment complaint laban po sa Vice Presidente. Ang naging desisyon po ng Supreme Court, unanimous po ang naging desisyon po nila. Lahat po ng mga justices ay bumoto pabor against doon po sa motion for reconsideration yung apela po ng House of Representatives. At isa din po sa mga nakita po natin, punto na nakikita po natin dito, final na po yung desisyon ng Supreme Court na unconstitutional, yung 2025 impeachment case laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. At pagpa-file po ulit ng impeachment complaint laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte, pwede na po itong pwede na po silang mag-file o pwede ba itong mag-file using the same grounds po considering na may desisyon na o itong Supreme Court kaugnay nga doon sa reklamo laban sa Vice President?
I think technically they can do it kasi what has been resolved by the Supreme Court ay yung manner in which the fourth impeachment complaint was filed in the Senate. Pero meron pa rin question diyan kasi na-archive man yan. Anyway, that's another matter to be stressed out by the legal team kung baka pwede ma-question yan. But in any event, they have, because under the Constitution, yung 1-year bar, lagpas na. So they can file, maybe they can file it. If they will file it, I think that would be accepted by the House. Ang tanong lang ngayon, I have to follow Congressman Tiangco, Toby Tiangco's thinking. How can the House parang make a judgment, pass judgment on the morality of an impeachable official na sila mismo, members are suffering from serious question on credibility. Kasi yung malaking mga crimes ng about billions o trillions pa nga nagsimula man sa House and major players are part of that chamber, and in fact a lot of congressmen are reported to be beneficiaries of this questionable disbursement of funds, yung 2025 national budget na mayroong mga ghost projects, substandard projects, lahat na mga allegations of corruption involving members of Congress. How can they make judgment against particularly Vice President Sara Duterte na sila mismo ay dapat uhusgahan? The people are asking for justice regarding the wastage of people's money na House of Representatives is considered to be part of that scandal.